The people that are in Atlanta, did y'all hear about? There was 4 people shot downtown Atlanta. So there was 3 people shot, and then the police came and shot the suspect who shot those other 3 people, right? And there was a witness to the shooting down there. And the witness was a man going through a manic episode with bipolar disorder. And he did an interview with the news station. He's telling them what happened, all this good stuff. And then after the interview, like, his manic episode took him down a dark path. He got into a fight with a man on the bus, a Gwinnett Transit bus. He actually took the man's gun and shot the man on the bus. Then he hijacked the bus. Now, this all sounds crazy, but if you are in Atlanta, you probably heard about this. This man took this bus and he held the bus driver at gunpoint and made him go on a high-speed chase, right? Or not it was a bus, so it wasn't a high-speed chase. But he made him drive the bus and, through the highway, and he was crashing and all type of stuff. And so I wanted to discuss that, right? So let me pull up a clip here.
I'm gonna pay the bill.
And I want to pull this up because this man actually, excuse me, this young man, hold on. Let me see something here. Let me see where we at with this. This young man actually, let's listen.
I'm gonna pay the bill. I already did my what's it called? Transaction. I forgot the name of it. I've been having Cash App and him rush cards for the longest. So bank account is something that I appreciate, especially for Wells Fargo. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all that shit. So, but even they're a struggling bank. I heard. I'm like, damn, Wells Fargo. Like, I heard you getting a legal.
Now, this is the gentleman, Mr. Greer, who was a witness in a shooting that happened at the place that he's at, Peachtree Center downtown, right? I think that's what it's called, Peachtree Center. He was a witness to a shooting incident, right? He's also the person that hijacked the bus and took it on a chase. So let's listen to what he said. So like I said, he had bipolar disorder and he was in an episode. Here you go.
Accounts and stuff like, it gotta be like some computer stuff. But I think somebody put some type of world into it. So my thing is, I want to tell first before I start this, tell what happened because this is making me a snitch. I feel like, you know what I'm saying. Even though I'm not snitching on nobody wrong, it's somebody
Tell me
bad.
What you saw happen on the street. We're guiding everybody.
All right, India, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm bipolar. Let me tell y'all that. I'm on medication for like 2 weeks, but Grady gonna give it to me. So I'm leaving out the thing.
Y'all hear what he said? Bipolar, off my medication for 2 weeks, but Grady is gonna give it to me, right?
See the shooter, you know what I'm saying? I guess the shooter, like, to me, he a nigga because I'm 6'5", 285. So this the first guy on the scene right here with the curly hair with the waves. He the one that stopped me from beating nigga because he was talking crazy to this girl. I was like, he got like f***ed up because in my mental health ways, because I've been off my Depakote, 1,000 milligrams. I've been off that shit like 2 weeks. So my thing is, I'm in a manic episode. That's what it's called, where you're almost about to get in trouble because you're doing so extreme and erratic. We need some type of pill or a drink or something that we can make from the drug people that can shock me real quick to get back regular. So right now I'm in an extreme mode, and it's like when I seen him, I was in extreme mode. So I was already in this for 2 weeks. So it's like he 2 weeks in, he about to get stabbed. I got knives, I got all this shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I protect myself. I can't get a gun. You know.
All right. The reason I wanted y'all to see that was because I wanted to be understood that he was already dealing with something, right? And if you listen to what he's saying, he's just rambling and going on this erratic thing.
The GBI
now, let me show y'all what the actual video of the bus, him taking the bus and running off and all that.
The hijacking started with a fight between Greer and another passenger who had a gun. Investigators say Greer took that man's gun, then fatally shot him. 11 Alive's Ariana Manise is joining us live.
Jacking this Gwinnett Transit bus at gunpoint and holding passengers hostage.
We're thankful to be alive.
Yes, it was crazy, it was chaotic. Glad to be here.
Paulette Gilbert and Akbar Kimahi Tuesday when Greer boarded the bus on Ivan Allen Boulevard in downtown Atlanta and got into an argument with the passenger. Investigators say the passenger pulled out a gun. Greer then took the gun, threatened others on board with the firearm, and shot the passenger. He then ordered the bus driver to flee the scene at gunpoint.
force the bus driver to drive off.
The 11 Live Sky Tracker followed the bus as it drove onto the downtown connector during rush hour along I-85 North, hitting dozens of cars. Multiple law enforcement agencies pursued the bus. The Cat Police ended the chase in Stone Mountain along Q Howe Road.
You saw the collective effort.
So that literally after he did that news interview, he went and did all the rest of that stuff, right? Now, it's important because not just because this is a crazy crime and it happened like in Atlanta and I'm in Atlanta and all that. It's important because we are in Men's Health Month and I'm a black man. So we in Black Men's Mental Health Month. And this is extremely important stuff, man. Like we cannot discount the importance of black men's mental health. If you have ever, I used to feed people downtown Atlanta, right? I would say out of every 100 homeless people downtown in Atlanta, maybe 20 of them are black women, maybe 5 white men, maybe 2 white women, the rest black men. A lot of them have mental health issues. A lot of them are disabled veterans. A lot of them are people who cannot get the proper services to help themselves. That's why a lot of these issues that we hear about, these shootings downtown and in these buildings and all this type of stuff, a lot of the times they are either a former military person who can't get their medication anymore, or they are a person just like this who had an episode, couldn't get their medication, was off the medication, whatever was going on, and they did that. That happens a lot downtown, and there's a lot of black men with mental health issues downtown. And I think that it's important to discuss. Now, this happened in Fulton County, so this is Fonnie Willis's jurisdiction. She actually, though, requested that her office not prosecute this man, and not because she's trying to save him for his mental health, but because one of the people on the bus was actually an employee of the Fulton County Prosecution Office, right? So it would be looked at, in her opinion, as a conflict of interest. So she does not want to prosecute. Now, this is something I feel like we got to talk about. We got to talk about some of the data around mental health, right? Now, when we talk about things like suicide rates and all that, the higher group in suicide rates is white men. White men commit suicide far above everybody else. But black men actually commit suicide 4 times more than black women do, right? And, that's probably because black women do express themselves more and get it out more than we do. So black men are unaliving, I guess that's what you say on the internet, unaliving ourselves more. Now, there was a study done about black men and trauma and mental health services and stuff like that. And I do want to look at some numbers on that also, because this is some of the background. You know what I'm saying? This is actually very heavy information, but I would like people to just look it up. Look up black men mental health rates. You will see the wild suicide rates, the wild background and history with abuse and different type of abuses. Let me read this real quick. There were a variety of trauma exposures and accompanying mental health disorders for black males in the studies reviewed. Rates for trauma exposure among black males across studies varied by type of traumatic events that included physical abuse and assault at 52%. So that's 52% of the black males that they discussed have been assaulted or been physically abused. 37% have been sexually abused. 52% have had a serious accident or injury. 59% death of a loved one. That's where their trauma comes from. 24% experienced domestic abuse. 62% experienced emotional abuse, and 39% experienced witnessing trauma. So that'd be pretty much somebody getting killed type of thing like that, right? So these are numbers that are very important because we kind of go on with these issues, and we don't really get help. And I just want to, I don't know how many people that's watching have dealt with or like men or women too, though, but this is Men's Mental Health Month, so we can talk about men, have dealt with like mental health issues. I have for sure. I've been diagnosed with all type of stuff. So you got to find something that You got to find something that helps you out. Whatever that thing is for you, you got to figure that thing out and continuously do it for you. If you have a family that you got to take care of, sometimes you need to step back and remove yourself from the burdens and the responsibilities of familyhood. Not to say leave the family. I mean, like, take a couple hours. Take a couple hours to yourself. Because one of the heaviest things that we deal with as black men is financial insecurity, right? Because we're still men, so we feel like we need to be able to take care of the family like the world tells us that the rest of the world tells us every other group of men is doing, right? But we also lead in unemployment. We also get paid lower than almost every other group in the country. So we kind of battle with the whole, because a lot of us, money does not solve all the problems. However, money would solve a lot of the issues that we do experience. You understand what I'm saying? So with that weighing on us, we carry that with us pretty much in everything that we do, right? And it makes everything feel way more stressful than it maybe really is, or what it normally would be. So maybe let's say I can't, like, I want my job to pay me more than $13 an hour, but they won't do it. Or maybe I got a felony and I can't even get a job that pays more than $11 an hour, right? So I'm dealing with that. That's a constant thing that's not going away. It's eating at me. And then me and my girl might get in an argument. That's going to make that argument 10 times worse because the argument is not the issue. The issue is that I'm dealing with my financial issues, but it's being compounded by the argument I'm having with my girl. You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of times, you know, it's a cycle that we don't even have to go down this road, but it's a crazy cycle that leads us to doing a lot of things that we probably shouldn't do, like coping mechanisms such as substance abuse and things like that, right? Or maybe we might get too stressed out and then end up permanently leaving the family. And we don't want to do that. So take some time for yourself, man.